today's 40K formula workshop is actually going to be very much meta ads based. So I have Lachie here who's filling in for Paul tonight. Lachie is actually our head of meta ads and meta ads coach in the e-commerce circle. He absolutely kills it. He gets results for a lot of our clients, and then for our members, he also just teaches them directly, like basically everything that we learn from the results that we do get. So it's going to be very much a correct me if I'm wrong, Lachie. It's going to be like a Q4 focused kind of session today for all kinds of things meta ads, really.
Yeah, just trying to go through the state of meta ads. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes and updates with everything of AI, the algorithm changing, all sorts of different ad account structures that are being promoted out there in the world of YouTube, TikTok, and all the other sort of forums online as well. So, trying to consolidate that information into an hour workshop, it's going to be super hard, but we'll try to smash through as much as we possibly can and then
Yeah.
give you some stuff to take away from this workshop as well.
Yeah, perfect. And if you can in the chat, just let us know. Just put your hand up or say yes if you are running ads at the moment on Meta, or if you're planning to run ads for the upcoming for the rest of Q4 coming up. Just let us know. So, yeah, you're running. Cool. Awesome. Will. Thank you. All right, go next slide, Lockie. Let's jump into this. Thank you. Cool. So a couple just must-dos for the next 60 minutes. Like just try and put away the next 60 minutes to focus as much as you can, guys. I know some of us have kids and things, and this is absolutely, beautiful. We don't mind if you have kids around. That's why we have the mute button, no problem. Just try your best to stay focused on the laptop. And we'll try and get you some really good stuff today. Try have your video on if possible. I know a couple of us might be a little shy. It's just nice for us to see faces. So if you can, have your video on. And also the chat function, guys. I see a couple of you have already got that going, which is perfect. If you have questions or anything, or I ask you a question, we'll use the chat function there for a bit of back and forth, and we'll bring you up off mute as need be. Starting a new campaign, couple of weeks, awesome. Beck, exciting. Karen, you are running meta ads. Just need lower ROAS, awesome. We'll help you with that. Robin never works. That's all right, Robin. Thank you for jumping in. Are you running meta ads, Robin? For it's a trap, I think it is. Will, yeah, perfect, awesome. All right, let's go next. Next slide. So a couple goals we really want to get through today. And really it's going to be if you're currently doing ads and you maybe having a couple issues hitting some roadblocks, or whether it's yourself or you're working with an agency, we're going to go through a couple things about why the ads might not be working right now based on what we've been seeing. And yeah, like Lockie says here, it's rarely just down to something as simple as the targeting. It's usually a bit deeper than that. Next, what we want to do is we're going to show you what's working right now. So, like I said before, Lockie, he coaches this for all of our brands in the circle, but he also actually manages ad accounts for a lot of e-com brands, spanning, all the way from just kind of doing a few grand a month in ad spend to I think like 20 grand plus with a couple brands, which is really awesome. So it's all going to be directly from what we see in those accounts. And then the very last thing we want for you guys as well is watch this, and we'll potentially help a brand. I'll probably do it for everyone, but we really want you guys to follow along and try and develop a strategy for yourself as we go through what we're about to teach you. So try and see how you can implement what we're going through into your own business for the next, the next 30 days, 90 days. I mean, how long till Q4 starts, Lockie? I think is it already officially
Yeah,
started?
you're a bit behind, mate.
Bit
15
behind.
days.
It's
So
already.
yeah, so obviously when most people say Q4, they're referring to Black Friday, Cyber Monday,
Yeah,
Christmas,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm just like. It is just this busy period coming up, but we definitely need to prepare for it. So you want to start building your plan now. The sooner the better. So we'll go through that as well. Um, I was clicking on the slide as if I was controlling it there, Lucky.
So
Yeah, all good. So a couple questions we typically get. So a lot of people just want to know, like, is when I watch this, is this stuff going to actually work for me? And we can kind of break this down in three different ways. So, is it the niche that you're in? Well, basically every niche that there is out there that isn't taboo, we've kind of proven this method to work in. We work with a lot of different niches, as long as it's not like adult things to cigarettes, alcohol, this kind of thing. Tend to stay away from a little bit. If it's not in those, then yeah, this will help you guys. And then also the size question, like I'm just dabbling with ads a little bit now, spending $1,000. I'm not scaling yet. Will this still be helpful? And we find actually that a lot of the time that the strategy that we implement for the brands that are scaling is very, very effective, even if you're just starting out. So yes, it is going to be very effective for you. And then lastly, is it going to work now? I mean, like I've already reiterated, everything we teach you is stuff that is relevant right now. It is from directly the results that we're getting for our clients right now in 2025. So yes, absolutely very relevant. And we really want to make sure that there's a specific type of business that we love helping the most. And it's really for people who have some sort of passion in this business, whether you're passionate about running a business, you want to build an empire, or you have a very strong why behind why you do this, or you just have a product that you genuinely love and you're like, I need a business to get this product out to more people. As long as you fit in there, guys, then this is going to be perfect for you because we really rely on that passion to, when we teach things to really drive those results from what we give you. And the second part is you guys are probably maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed, especially if you're trying to run ads yourself. You're figuring out how Business Manager even works in the first place can be a little bit daunting. So we really want to help you guys kind of overcome that overwhelm. So get really clear on what actions you need to take moving forward. And then lastly is just to be profitable. Returning your ad spend is so, so important when it comes to growing any business online. If we aren't profitable, you're going to find it very hard to actually reinvest into business and grow. So making sure that we're making money in the business profitably so we can actually take home an income is a very, very big part of this and what we do. So if that's something you guys want, then this is perfect. This will be for you. We'll head over to the next slide. Maybe I'll just give it over to you, Lachie, to talk about yourself a little bit and then hand it back for the
I
next
know
part.
Paul. I know Paul hates when you do that to talk about himself, and I don't like it either. But I'll
It's
give
so
it a
weird,
crack.
you know.
Yeah, so I've been running Meta Ads for 6.5 years now. I've coached or helped over 200 Aussie founded brands run Meta Ads, better Meta Ads from complete beginners to brands doing multi six-figure months. The frameworks that I use that I've developed over the last 6.5 years have helped brands in pretty much every niche: homeware, sports, kids, automotive, wellness, fashion, you name it. I probably worked in that niche, unless it was some of the ones that Chris mentioned earlier. And as he said, that I am running ad accounts every day. Like, I don't outsource that stuff. So I'm actually hands-on in the ad account. I know exactly what's working. I've trained multiple people to become media buyers as well, successful media buyers and creative strategists. So I'm pretty well-rounded, if I do say so myself, when it comes to actually the account structures, the optimization phases, and the creative strategy also. So yeah, as I just said, 6 and a bit years in the ad account. This will be my sixth Black Friday. Just pretty much what I've been doing over those last 6 years is running meta ads to drive consistent profit for hundreds of brands now. And that's equated to millions of dollars in revenue generated. I turn messy ad accounts into simple, repeatable systems that scale. That is one of the biggest things that I pride myself on. The amount of ad accounts that I open up during audits and I go, what the hell is going on here? And then I ask the founder, and they have absolutely no clue themselves. So turning that mess and chaos into something that they can understand, no matter where they are at in their business, they might be just starting out, have absolutely no idea on how to use a business manager or what a pixel is. To brands that have been running ads even for themselves or using an agency for a number of years as well, and trying to improve those results moving forward. I focus on sustainable data-backed strategies and not one-hit wonders, although I do like those as well. And once you do find those, it's important to ride that wave and scale on that momentum as well. And yeah, as I said, I've helped hundreds of Aussie brands grow and hit real targets. Here are just some of the screenshots. They won't mean anything to you, but some people like to see numbers. So there's some low ones in here, there's some high ones in here. So a bit of a mixture of different results. I've got hundreds of screenshots in a Google Drive, but the point that I want to get across here is, like, all these screenshots have completely different context. Like, they all have different profit margins. They all have different things going on inside their business, different fires that they're putting out each and every day. So while these screenshots are lovely to look at, yeah, it's best not to compare yourself either, because you might be in one niche, somebody else in another niche. Like this one here has a really high average order value. And if you're selling some sort of skincare product for $30, like, you're just not going to be able to compete with those results. So some people like to see numbers. I don't like to show them off all that much because they really mean nothing to you anyway. But a couple of the clients that I have helped that you would have seen on previous calls as well. So I've been a big part of the increases that clients inside the circle have got. So I've been working with Steve. We fixed his ad account. It was quite messy, and then we've been able to scale that up pretty rapidly as well through better account structures, creative strategy, and actually managing the account and not just setting and forgetting it. And
I'm
then,
happy to take from here if you like,
okay,
and
no
I'll just
worries.
a bit. Yeah.
That's good. I was on a
No,
roll,
no,
but
all good. Yeah, guys. So look, it's going to be a solid hour of we'll really power through some value, and a lot of you are already in the circle, so you kind of know what we do, and we do try to help people out as much as we can with our time. But for those of you who aren't in the circle and are new today, we do actually have a special offer for this workshop only at the end. That'll kind of be like if you enjoyed this and you want to keep getting support and working with us, there will be that option there. And I just want to get a raise of hands, just a yes if you are new to this and you are okay if at the end of this that we do kind of offer a way that you can work with us moving forward. Awesome. Thank you, Justin. If you're new and you don't mind, just leave me a yes. If no, absolutely understand. You do not have to stay at any point, but we will be going through the good stuff first. It's actually hard for me to tell who is new. Will Chen, awesome. Thanks, mate. Perfect. I won't leave you around too long on this page. Yes, Tracy, perfect. All right, we can go ahead. Lachie, Igor, thank you, mate. Good, good, good. I like an interactive audience. So just something to take note, although we're not really doing the feedback portion too much on this one, so probably not so important. I'd say skip this one because we're going to go straight into teaching. Just a couple more results. I mean, these guys were a bit of a mix of everything. Like as is most of our clients, like we really nail brand messaging in the website to get a solid conversion rate. And then we put that together with a strong digital strategy, which allows us to scale with things like meta ads with Lachie. And he'll tell you like when he gets accounts and they have a good converting website, how much easier it is for him to do awesome work. So we kind of put all of this together, and that's how we get these really incredible results. And we will be diving into specifically the ad side of things as well. But this is Paul and Delane, and yeah, great business as well. I think everyone kind of here as the answer to this. How do we get results like this? A lot of people think, well, let's talk about meta ads specifically, because I think a lot of people do think that meta ads is a luck kind of thing. So, I mean, let me know, do you guys think it's luck, or do you think there's genuine method behind how we get results like these? Or just say, Chris, move on, and I'll move on, because this isn't my favorite slide.
all right,
Yeah, I'm going to
we'll
take it
move
as a
on. We
Chris move
won't
on,
hold,
yeah.
we won't hold anyone up.
Justin, thank you, Justin. That is exactly what I was getting at. So look, guys, what I want to quickly go through before I hand over to Lachie is go through what we call the more orders model. So there's three really big pillars when we either teach clients or we work with them directly. There are three pillars that we usually attack to grow ecom businesses. I don't really want to do the whole guessing game because everyone here is kind of like knows of our system anyway, but just go to yeah, perfect. So we got store, story, and strategy, guys. And I'm going to break down quickly what these all mean. So store is basically your website and the structure of how it's built and the functionality. Basically, it's the user experience. The easier and more clear your website is to use, the higher its conversion rate will be, simply because people are lazy and maybe not the smartest sometimes. You want to make sure that a website is super easy to follow, and the easier it is, the clearer it is, the more people will take action with you naturally. The second bit is that story, and this is really all about brand messaging, guys. And this is basically the wording that goes on your website. Doesn't just go on your website though; it goes on your social media, on your ads, on your emails. Everywhere you exist is just brand messaging, but it does go specifically on your website too. And the point is, it's supposed to really, when people land on your website as a small Z business, you have to really break through the mold and take away yourself from the competition by saying very clearly who I am, what we do, and why you should be buying from us to build up what we call brand trust. Because we're not Nike, we can't just say we're Nike, buy from us. We have to really build that trust with people when they're online. So we get this story and the store together is what creates a high converting website. And typically this is what we get people to tackle first, because that third part is all about strategy, and that is how we're going to grow the business once we have that website that's built to convert. And this is all about traffic. And today, as you could probably guess, we're going to really dive into that strategy side of things and talk about how to really nail that traffic from a meta ads perspective. So just so you understand how we work, guys, that's the triangle model, and we're really going to be going for strategy. So I think, Lachie, the floor is yours. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll just add a little bit more onto this convert,
Go for it.
connect, and control or store story and strategy bit. Like I ran meta ads for years before I met Paul and Chris and the rest of the team, right? And while I did generate good results during that period, I can't stress enough how important it is to implement a high converting website and a brand messaging story before you start to look into your meta ads. The results that I've been able to generate since partnering with these guys has been much more sustainable, consistent, and we've been able to push it further as well. And having like that brand communication piece is extremely important, not only for the website, but also your ads. So having a document like that is invaluable to people like Sophie and I to then go out and communicate your brand as to like how you want it communicated as well. So I just wanted to reiterate that point
Yeah,
because
awesome.
it's extremely important. I think one of the most common bottlenecks in an ad account is actually the conversion rate on the website, if you guys haven't touched it yet. So we'll get a bit into that a bit later on as well. But next up, I want to just jump into, I know Chris has done this a little bit already, but I do want to, some more engagement just to get a feel for where you guys are at the moment. So we might just skip to the last one because Chris has already done a couple of engagement questions. But if you could highlight what has been your biggest challenge with meta ads recently, that's going to help me in this call answer some of those bottlenecks in your business. So if we could get that chat pumping again, that would be awesome. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to have a think about it, whether it is account structure, navigating the business manager, maybe you've got pixel issues, maybe it's the creative strategy, the copywriting, the high converting website, like the millions of things that could go wrong in an e-commerce business. There is a lot to unpack there, but we'll try to cover as much as we possibly can in the next 40 minutes or so. So
Mm.
what we're going to be diving into while you get those questions in is just the state of meta ads. Obviously, there's been some big changes this year with obviously there's algorithm changes, there's all these AI solutions coming out, there's a lot of noise in the market about completely automating meta ads. Zuck has come out and said those types of things that they're aiming to do that by the end of 2026. So we're going to be going through some of those changes and how you can best set yourself up for success on meta ads.
Mm. Yeah, it
Cool.
looks like Igor, just more sales. So it sounds. Is there anything particular about the process of meta ads that you find tricky? Like, is it the creative side or actually doing the targeting, or
No,
just
not really. I feel like the creative side's there. Um,
sure?
although, sort of, when I put images up on my ads, they do better than videos. But in saying that, the videos have started to pick up, and it just depends on engagement. Like I've tried to do longer videos, they don't work very well because attention
Mm.
span's obviously not there. And it's just more like install videos, how to install this product. And,
Yeah,
I
educational.
really try to slim that down to under 15 seconds now.
Yeah,
But again, my image videos are working better than my reels for some reason.
yeah,
I've got no idea.
yeah. No worries.
So it's just one of those things. And then and then sometimes the reels start taking off and I'm getting sales from there. So I don't know.
It's a bit of
Um,
inconsistency.
yeah, a bit of
Yeah, they,
consistency. But then I am like, I'll ask you that later, but my budget's quite low on my ads anyway. And that's
Yeah,
just me testing it out.
yeah. We'll get into it.
yeah,
We'll probably
You know,
touch
we'll
on
be able to
testing.
answer some of those questions as we're
yeah,
going
I was
along.
going to
I hear
say
these
we'll get
questions
into
all the
that.
time, so hopefully we can cover that off with the next few slides, just to
Yep.
give you a bit of a idea on how the algorithm is actually functioning at the moment. So, if you've been looking into meta ads recently, maybe you're running ads currently, maybe you're looking into running ads, you might have heard the word Andromeda. So, what actually changed with Andromeda? So, pretty much Meta changed the way the algorithm works. And they've rebuilt the ad ranking and delivery engine. Now, this is pretty technical, but it's going to help you understand what you need from a creative strategy standpoint to keep competing in 2025. Because gone are the days of trying to hack your way through the ad account through 10 different campaigns with 20 different interests in there and then testing that against lookalike audiences, that's pretty much scrapped. So if you're still using that sort of structure, you are outdated by a couple of years now. So trying to move forward into this much more of a creative strategy approach. And the reason for that is because of this Andromeda update, which was just recently, but Meta has been going this way for a number of years. So what we need to do is actually nothing. This isn't a toggle in the ads manager. It's the new brain that decides which ads even get considered to start with. So think of it as the first gate to delivery, and it's much faster and smarter than the old system as well. So how the new ranking system actually works, think of it as a nightclub bouncer, right? So stage one, the retrieval, and it is a super strict bouncer. This is analyzing millions of ads that it could potentially serve your target audience, right? And narrowing that down into a few thousand candidates in a matter of milliseconds, right? Just think about all the competition out there, not just your direct competitors, but also people that are advertising for placements on your target market as well. So let's just use the example of fashion, which is super competitive. Obviously, there's a lot of fashion brands out there, but you've also got all the skincare products that you're competing against. You've also got all the like lifestyle, whatever, right? Like all these brands are competing for the same audiences, the same impressions. So how does Meta actually decide what to put in front of people? And this is why creative strategy is so important, because bad and boring creatives are going to lead to higher CPMs because fewer clubs are actually going to let you in, right? So if your ad shows up underdressed and you're going to be queued outside all night, creative that fits the club vibe, which is typically at the moment what is working, is native, interesting, and relevant content. That is hard to get with so much competition out there. But if you're just pushing product images, you're going to get shot in the foot by attacks in the form of CPM. So once that CPM goes high enough, none of your numbers are ever going to make sense, and you're never going to run a profit with Meta ads. So everything starts from the creative strategy and the copywriting to get those CPMs to a nice base. Typically for an Australian brand, it's typically between $10 and $25. But some accounts in highly competitive spaces might be running at $50 CPMs, $100 CPMs. Like, it is absolutely crazy. I'll just give you an idea. For agency CPMs, there is a very competitive space in the online education and agency space. So my own ads run well above 25, which is the average that I see for e-commerce brands. Beck says, what do I mean by native? So think of like the trends that you're seeing natively on social media. So gone are the days of going out and getting super quality like product shots done and then posting them online or posting them in the ad account, running them against a bunch of different interest and lookalike audiences. You more need to flip that, film stuff on your iPhone, which is heavily encouraged now. Use the native captions that are given to you inside the app as well. That can help you improve performance. And then not just talking about your products and selling hard, actually creating that story. So you would see a lot at the moment. A lot of founder content is actually trending, telling people like the story behind their brand, which is something that we mentioned earlier as well. So that all plays into that native word, but I'll get to some examples of what we could be possibly running inside the ad account as well as we move through these slides.
Wait, was that specifically Lachie? Was that like, I know they have like the editing tool like in the ad account, like in the actual ad account here. Like, is that what you're referring to? Like the editing?
Yeah, the editing apps. Yep. Yeah, so
okay.
making it look as native as possible. Like, I know that brand marketers like don't really love it because it's not on brand. But what is performing at the moment is trying to make it look like a native, like one of your customers actually posted the content, rather than it look like an ad. Right. There's a big difference there. So rather than putting every caption into your into your font, into your brand colors, and adding a logo, like it's just going to scream ads, and people are scrolling way more than the Eiffel Tower these days. Like, you need to be able to stop attention. If your ad is saying it's an ad straight away before people can even interpret what's going on, they're just going to skip straight past it.
Yeah.
Not to say that the branded ads don't have a place, but Don't want to piss
That makes
everybody
sense.
off. But yeah, moving on. So targeting, it's less manual now than it ever has been. So as I mentioned, gone are the days of interest. Top, middle, and bottom of funnel structures are becoming irrelevant as well. And it's more over to the machine learning, AI, the algorithm, whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, so all that stuff is sort of going away. If you've been in the ad account recently, you've seen a massive shift over the last couple of years towards Advantage Plus and giving more control over to Meta, which does seem like a scary thing, and they don't always seem to be acting in your best interest. But from the results that I've been able to achieve by implementing the structures that we're going to talk about, Advantage Plus giving more control over the Meta is the way. So it means you're spending less time in the ad account and actually more time on your creative strategy, your copywriting, the angles, the offers, the website, all those sorts of things outside the ad account to actually improve results inside the ad account. So I would say 80% of my time is actually spent outside the ad account these days, whether it's through talking with UGC creators, briefing different content, working with the business owner on possibly website changes, suggesting email changes. Like there is so much more than meets the eye with meta ads. It's a holistic approach that we need to be looking at. And then, yeah, as I said, so separate, strict retargeting like funnels, it's not necessary anymore because the AI is automatically doing that. So this new Andromeda system does the lookalike and interest targeting for you per ad automatically. So depending what you actually put onto your creative, you might have a specific call out for men aged between 25 and 35, right? So calling out that specific target market, only a specific person is going to react positively with that. And Meta is going to be going through those feedback loops all the time. So the more men that positively interact with that, it's going to keep showing to those types of people. Whereas if a female saw that, they're likely to not interact positively with it. And that's where those signals start to come off. And the algorithm will keep feeding you content that you want to see. And if you react positively to it, that ad is more likely to be shown to your friends as well if they're a similar demographic. So this is extremely important, understanding that each ad is essentially its own lookalike audience. Like you don't need to do that manually anymore. Just a quick thing, I'm still excluding past purchases if that makes sense for your business. 30 days if you've got like a returning customer and they run out every 30 days. But things like existing customer caps, if you're familiar with meta ads, have gone away now. So it's all moving to account simplification. Okay. Up next, we have account structure. So consolidate to control. So this is where some of our biggest wins come from, is actually taking over meta ad accounts and turning that chaos into control. So running fewer campaigns will help you, and getting rid of the interest and lookalike audiences will help you expand or broaden that reach using CBO. And it allows you to stop using a spaghetti. I'm not going to say that word again. That didn't come out right. But yeah, so stop using those strategies. So traffic campaigns, booster campaigns, interest, lookalike audiences, and those sorts of things. Stop throwing a needle in the haystack and trying to find it again. So use those fewer campaigns, CBO, broad audiences, those sorts of things. And what Meta is telling us is that the Advantage Plus campaign can house a lot more creative than the previous campaign setups as well. So it is constantly optimizing faster than it ever has. So we've definitely moved clients over from those super complicated campaign structures to one campaign structures. In some cases, typically it's 1 to 3. Clean campaign structures, so you actually understand what's going on inside the meta ad account. And that way it also learns faster and spends where the machine sees the best signals as well.
I've seen Lachie do this many times. The consolidation.
That's pretty much all I talk about. And then the next thing I talk about is the creative lever. So the 3 V's, so volume, variety, and velocity. So pretty much the more creative you can get together as a brand, the variety in those creatives as well is extremely important. And then making sure you're actually doing that consistently as well. So the velocity of that as well. So for example, in the clothing or similar verticals, clothing, I just see this problem all the time. Don't just take a campaign photo and slap your logo on it and think it's going to convert, because that strategy sucks, frankly. Like, this is the easiest piece of content that you could possibly make, and your millions of other competitors are doing it as well. You need a way to stand out.
Can I ask
So
you
how,
an example, a question as an example of that, Lachie?
yeah,
Because I was speaking to someone yesterday who had like a high-end luxe streetwear brand, like
yeah.
think like Balenciaga type, and yeah, there was no branding. Oh, like there was no. It was just like model photos really, and it really
Mm.
isn't performing. And I'm like, look, there's obviously it's a little bit different to how you do every other brand, but yeah, how would you represent that brand with a brand like that that doesn't want to speak too much?
I bang my head against the wall with a lot of fashion brands. Like,
Yeah,
they do like, could be because they see it so much, because it's easy to
yeah,
create.
yeah.
But the biggest wins I've had in fashion brands is actually going outside of that and using things like UGC, founder-led content. How to actually style your clothes is super important, because
Mm.
like I wear a black shirt most of the time. Like, I don't know how to style clothes. Like, people need that education piece as well, especially if you are on that higher end market in that fashion space. Actually selling to the bigger market, there's a bit of education there. Benefits, bundles, comparisons, those sorts of things are going to help you stand out, and not just slapping your logo on a photo. That is my pet peeve. So
Yeah.
if there's one thing you can take away from this session today, is don't do that. Cool. Um, we might just final practical checklist. I might just come back to that because we probably will run out of time today, but I'll try to yeah, smash through this as much as possible. But we'll get into some of the quarter 4 Black Friday, Cyber Monday operating system. So this system I've developed, it's been a work in progress over the years, right? Obviously, the algorithm's changing. There's new trends every single year, but this is a plan that will provide you with a simple, proven plan to convert more, connect better, and stay in control of your ad account, and not just trying to watch a YouTube tutorial, putting it into your ad account and doing that 5 times a day. So no more guesswork, just duplicate what we give you today, run it and scale it. So this strategy is built for busy founders as well. I pretty much templated everything for you. So drag and drop, those sorts of things. Tegan saying you need unique and attractive models that stand out. Clothes are no good in a flat lay. They need movement. Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, trying to stand out in any way you can. Yeah, the worst thing you could possibly do is just find an image and put your logo on it. Okay, so why you need this right now? So Q4 punishes random acts of marketing, offer chaos, ad fatigue, and site bottlenecks equal wasted spend. And then your winners have, once you implement this system, you'll have a calendar, testing cadences, and creative volume ready to go as well. So what you'll walk away with after watching this is a roadmap. So your quarter 4 plan, which includes your offers, your dates, and your assets, your ad account structure that's built to scale without those spaghetti strategies. So no one can laugh at me that time. And then creative templates that fit Meta's 3V, so variety, volume, and velocity as well. And if I just skip through here and actually get into the strategy doc here, and what we're actually doing is going to go through this whiteboard, right? So this is the system that we're using for our client accounts this quarter 4. And this is a system that we use as an evergreen system, but we've turned it into a quarter 4 creative strategy for you as well, with some extra additional bonuses. So what this is a system that Sophie and I have developed. So I'm more of the data person, running the ad accounts, whereas Sophie is my right-hand woman, and she will do the creative strategies. She'll do the design. She'll map it out for me, and she's an absolute legend in that sort of space. So what we've done here is actually structured it into 3 separate phases, right? So you've got brief 1, which includes all your Black Friday, Cyber Monday content. You've got brief 2, which is like your Christmas, so pre-Christmas content. And then you've got Boxing Days and New Year's as well. So this is sort of your 90-day roadmap to get as much creative as you possibly can together. Now, as we scroll through here, you'll see different phases that we've laid out as well. So if we just concentrate on the VIP and early access, what I've done for you in this template is actually put in some inspiration for your creatives here as well. So you'll see that for the VIP early access, you'll get, there's all different sorts of copywriting in here. So early access perks, call to action here, which is unlock your access, sign up for Black Friday early access, all these different sort of creative types you'll be able to use as inspiration. And what you need to use this board for is start to develop your own creative strategy. So what does your offer look like? So from your primary text to your headlines to your actual creatives, right? And then you do that for your direct Black Friday offers as well. The thing that we know to work the best across my experience is being very direct and salesy during this time. Now, a lot of people get cringed out with doing that because for 90% of the year, you're told not to do that. But this is what resonates the best during this period. Like you need a very strong offer to help you stand out during this period. And it's super competitive, but people also have their wallets out during this time. Now, last year we saw in November compared to October for the accounts that we have access to, CPMs actually increased by 30% during this period. So that is something that you do need to take into consideration. But during this period as well, conversions rates lifted more than 30%. So it was actually still viable to run ads during this period. Just take note that the competition is fierce. So making sure you're very direct. Now, a question, we run this little workshop inside the e-commerce circle a couple of weeks ago. And one of the questions was, Lachie, there's only static images on here. So yes, static images we like to create because we don't have to do the videos. Like we struggle with that because founders are super busy and we don't get a lot of video content. But if you can do video content, I highly encourage also running video content alongside these static images for the best possible results. And then you're moving into urgency and scarcity as well. So this might be your Cyber Monday ads. So it'll be all like all the copywriting is limited time, this weekend only, like time is running out, those sorts of things. And you can start to see different styles in here. And then this is probably one of the biggest takeaways you'll get from this call as well, is the evergreen overlays. So what that means is finding your best performing ads throughout the year if you have them, and just adding different stickers and banners onto those ads. So don't turn off the stuff that is performing. Just duplicate them and add these end of year or Black Friday or your offer onto these static images or videos. So banners, flashing stuff, all those sorts of things. So we already know these ads work, and adding an offer to them will make them convert even better. So that is one of the biggest hacks, and it doesn't take that much effort either. Like whacking a sticker on an existing creative is much easier than going and building a full creative strategy, though I encourage you to do specific content around Black Friday as well. So we also do this for Christmas and we do this for Boxing Day. So by the end of it, I think like if you go I think there's about 30 creatives that you end up having over the next 90-day period, which is heaps. Like you're going to be very busy during this time. Like there is a lot of media buying and setting up and account structures and where do you put certain things? How do you optimize certain things? Like there is a lot going on during this time. So what I've actually provided is the ad account structure that we'll be running for our clients. So this is a structure that we are running. It's aligned with that simple campaign structure that we've been talking about. So I don't touch the evergreen campaigns that we are running at the moment, but I do create a Q4 campaign. And in that campaign, we have different buckets that we're running. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday, pre-Christmas and post-Christmas. And then these are all ad sets under that one campaign. They're all scheduled for different times. So you can, if you are very organized, but I haven't really seen this happen before, but if you are one of those people who are like to organize, creating all that strategy, you can actually schedule this out ready to go for each of these different periods, right? So these are all like different ad sets. And then under those ad sets will be your 3 different creatives, which you'll be up here. So let's say you've got the bonus evergreen overlays. So using these 3 creatives under the one ad set, under that one campaign structure is going to help you generate the results without creating that confusion inside the ad account as well. So Yeah, I don't know if that needs explaining or where people are currently at, but yeah, if you do have questions, please pop them in the chat, and I'll get to that in a second. Just after we quickly run through the quarter four checklist as well. So, if you're a visual person, you can use this. There's a launch day playbook as well, and then some optimization tips for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But I like to use this document. So if you're more like me, I like documents. And there's a few different bonuses in here as well, which will go through your account structures and the metrics that you need to be tracking during this period. In this document is a calculator to reverse engineer your revenue goals. And also, we go through, there's a bonus swipe file in here as well. So I use Atria, so you'll be able to get access to this bonus swipe file. And there's a bunch of quarter four creatives in here as well. So we might spend a bit of time here because creative strategy is super important. I might just link this in the chat as a bit of a bonus for you guys as well. So feel free to save that link anywhere you want. This is free to access, and you've got a whole bunch of creative that you can use as inspiration to run for Black Friday. But as I was saying, these sorts of banners are really good on your evergreen creative. So if you do have a video, adding simple stuff like this will help you stand out on Black Friday, and you already know it's a high converting ad, so there's a high chance of success. Scrolling down, you've got all sorts of different templates, like the airdrop one you would have seen around, different sorts of banners, different offers. So use this as your bit of a playbook and inspiration to create your own ads as well. So I don't know how many ads are in here, but it's been built over the last couple of years, so there's a fair bit in there. So that's a really valuable resource. But I think that's about it because I've done a lot of talking. So, yeah, where do you want to go from here, Chris? We'll start answering some questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to open up the floor a little bit. So, yeah, if anyone has questions, we can just go through them, make sure we're clear. Here we go. Beck has dropped in one. Can you see it there?
Yeah. So with primary text copy, I've been seeing a lot of ads that are only using plain text in primary, so without emoji or tick icon for benefits. Are you seeing any trends, and how would you recommend primary text? I'm quite the opposite. Like a lot of my ads will include emojis. They'll include the bullet point emojis. So I pretty much force my GPT to include those. It doesn't typically do it on the first go. So maybe people are getting lazy and not just adding that manually because there's an extra step involved. But I like emojis. I think it helps breaks up the structure of the primary text, so you're not just left with a big slab of copy. So I'm a fan of writing how you described the copy. What are your thoughts there?
Thanks. No, I normally do use emojis, but yeah, I've just maybe it's that my algorithm or something that I'm getting all these ads that don't have them, and I just thought, is that a trend that maybe I've missed the boat on, or emojis are still okay?
Nah, I'm a fan.
Okay.
So yeah, the results that we're generating at the moment doesn't suggest that we should go out of trend. But I think the more important part, like the bigger lever you can pull, is on your actual creative. So your video or your static ad, and less so the primary text. So if you are going to make optimizations in the ad account, I'd be starting there. Primary text, it can influence it, but you got to get more of an influence if you focus on your static and your video ads.
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely over the years, Lachie, have heard like people kind of say, look, if you use emojis, like the algorithm will just like not like will just kind of block you or something like that. Like I know this is kind of probably like a fear that just has gotten spread over the years of like how meta ads works, but
maybe I should. If
no,
I'm
it's definitely an
generating
old
good
thing.
results, maybe I should remove them all. And
I remember hearing
start
this
getting better.
years and years ago. Just like people say, "Oh yeah, you can't use emojis," but like I get like you get when it comes to meta ads, like obviously you're up to date with the terms and services, but all we can really go off is like we just see what works with the brands now, and like you know that's the best evidence you can use is like what is literally working with ad accounts today. So.
Yeah.
The other thing
It's
I'll say
reassuring to know that you're not seeing it have a negative impact on ads. So thanks.
Yeah. Well, I might be blind to it also. Like I run every primary text has emojis in it, so I wouldn't even know. But I've done that because the ads that I run work. The other thing that I will say is on this swipe file as well, you'll see you can actually click on these ads and see the primary text that they're running. So you'll notice that I haven't included it on the whiteboard, but in this swipe file, you can see emoji, 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 emoji. There's one without it. Scrolling down, emoji, emoji, nothing, nothing, emoji. So most of them are using it. And you can actually click on these ads to expand the copy as well. So seeing exactly what primary text they're using, what I wouldn't recommend running discount codes. Just do a flat discount. Don't make people do an extra step. But yeah, you can use that swipe file to get the copy inspiration as well. So copy pasting that into a tool like ChatGPT, saying write it for your own brand, your own offer, can make things a lot easier for you as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
Any more questions, guys? We'll hang around for a little bit and just
Can
go
I
through.
jump in and just ask a
Go
question?
for it, mate. Go for it.
So with the like say Black Friday coming up and whatnot and Christmas, so you run separate campaigns for that. You leave your campaigns that you've got on at the moment, and then just for those specific days, you're just running new campaigns. Is that correct?
Not quite.
Or you're duplicating the ads that you've got at the moment.
So this is the campaign structure.
Yeah.
So we'll have like the evergreen ads that we don't touch if they are performing. If they're not performing, don't keep burning money on them. But if the evergreen ads are performing, leave those campaigns on. But then what you'll do is create a Q4 campaign. So it's all in one campaign. You might like to structure it out. Like I'm not going to come to your house, bang down your door and say you have to change it. But this is what we're doing. So one campaign, and then these ad sets will be scheduled for Black Friday. They will be the VIP early access. They'll be the Black Friday ads, and then the urgency scarcity ones. And then the pre-Christmas is going to be like gift giving, shipping cutoff dates, and like your festive sort of creative styles as well. So these are all in. That's an ad set. So that will be one ad set. That will be all the festive type of creative. So we're trying to build a team of creatives under an advertising angle, and separating that out on the ad set level rather than having a million different campaigns in your ad account. Does that answer your question?
Kind of. It's confusing.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, because like for example, like I've duplicated in a single campaign, you know, a different sort of creative, but it didn't. I don't know. It didn't really do much. So I sort of went back to running just one. It's just that I'm just trying to understand how you're structuring it, which I'm not really getting.
Okay, so you're a part of the circle. So in there, there's also the Meta Ads course. So in that course, it will explain that structure. I think by your question, it's going to be a longer answer than the time that we have available for today. But you've got access to that as well.
All right, I'll have to have a look at it because it's just like, okay, if you're going to run a new campaign, doesn't Meta need time to learn an audience before, I don't know, throwing out that campaign? No.
Yes and no. So during this time, like you've already got the pixel seasoned. Like the Meta knows who your audience is already. It doesn't have to be under the same campaign. Or the people that are going to be interacting with your ads on the day as well, like because of that Andromeda update, like the algorithm is so much faster. So if you've got a really strong offer, people are having a good user experience. They're checking out on your website. Meta's going to be like, this ad and this deal is absolutely fire. Let's keep serving it to more and more people. Whereas if your ad is, let's say it's 5% off, on a $100 product, like that is not going to stand out. Nobody's going to click on that. Meta's going to be like, you can spend your money, but we're not going to serve it to people. So you might hit $120 CPMs, and Meta's going to try to, they'll still take your money, but you won't get the results, right?
Yep. All right, I'll have to go back and do that course thing.
Yep.
Yep. All right, thanks, man.
Cool. No worries. I guess we'll get into the next bit of this presentation and then loop back into any other questions as well.
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay, so what I've just showed you is part of obviously the Q4 framework that we are running at the moment. There is a few extra bonuses that I mentioned inside that document, like the budget calculators, like the metrics that we track and those sorts of things. So to get access to the Q4 timeline checklist, the ad account structure template, the creative strategy board, all that I went through today, it'll be $247. And that also gets you access to the Connect program as well if you're not already set up in there. So if you're going to be spending, let's say, $2,000 plus during this period, just allocating 10% of your budget to something like this, which is an open playbook from somebody who's been around and running ads for 6.5 years now, I think is a really strong investment rather than trying to struggle your way through all the chaos, the questions, the everything right during this time. So through the Connect program, you also get that support from me, Sophie, and the rest of the team as well. So this is the same meta ad strategy framework that we are using for brands that are going to be spending 50K plus per month during this period, right? So now most agencies will keep this a secret. They'll keep it to themselves, but I'm trying to help as many people as we possibly can. So smaller founder-led brands can run ads themselves during this time rather than having to get somebody like myself to manage them. So trying to make this as accessible as possible. And then these are the same plans that we're using inside the circle every day to generate the results that we've gone through. Obviously, there's a lot that we've covered today. So every Wednesday, I'm running a meta ads call. So this morning we covered how to actually start outsourcing some of your meta ads. A couple of the previous calls have been on creative strategy, ad account structures, just answering any questions that you possibly have. So getting direct access to Sophie and I. You can see this thumbnail, we even covered deep dynamic product ads for an hour and a half on this session. So very deep dives and those sorts of things as well. But yeah, I guess, Chris, you can take over from me because I'm not the best.
Yeah, we'll talk about the circle a little bit.
Stuff,
And
so.
for those who are already in the circle, who might be thinking about getting the framework, we'll just make sure that you're not, maybe like you're not charged next month or something because it comes with the Connect. We'll sort you guys out as well if you do want to grab that. But just to talk about a little bit about what we do day in, day out. So we have what is called the e-commerce circle. For those of you who don't know us, this is our private mentoring community where basically we help Aussie-based e-commerce businesses to grow. Like we said before, it's all about like people from anywhere from starting from scratch all the way to scaling to multiple six figures a month. We're there to help you out, and really it comes down to if you like something like this today's workshop. We do about 8 of these a week, covering all the different topics. So it's not just meta ads. We go into all the subtopics of that triangle we went through before. Thank you, Justin, there for the kind words. For example, conversion rate, brand messaging, meta ads, Google ads, Klaviyo, SEO, etc. We try and teach these things on live calls, covering everything you'll need to know when it comes to e-commerce. On top of that, you get access to all of our course structure to get you up to date with what we do. But then really, I think the kicker is just the support in the community that you get access to. There's about 200 people, over about 100 brands in there in our community at the moment. And there's just some amazing people who are on today, which you guys know what it's all about. And it's just full of others who are trying to learn as well and are on the same journey. And there's people there to give you support whenever you have any issue or you want to learn something about e-commerce or you just want to know, how do I grow my business? What's the next step? That's what it's there for. And that's typically $97 a month. Continuing on month to month if you want that later down the track. Or Tegan, yeah, you are pretty good. A bunch of you are pretty good. The secret is we only let good people in there. That's that's the secret. We don't want anyone who's going to make the everyone's time a little bit worse in there. So we're really careful with that. But yeah, look, that's the Connect program that you get as part of this this offer Lachie's talking about. So I really recommend jumping into that and getting it. And if you're already part of Connect and you just want the framework, if you grab it, we'll make sure that you're discounted for your future subscriptions as well with the circle. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Were there any more slides after this one, Lachie?
No, I think that was pretty much it. Just
Perfect.
before we wrap up for today, if you do have any last minute questions, please raise your hand. Like I'm here, like I don't jump on these workshops too often. I will answer any questions in the Shopify Australia community. But yeah, the best answers do come when we're talking face to face, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
right now or inside the circle, and then even connecting with me via DM as well, trying to help out as many brands as possible,
Yeah,
trying to
actually,
help
there might be people
understand.
watching recording, Lachie, too. So, like, what, how can they reach you if it's a recording?
Yeah, so you would have seen my face inside the Shopify Australia community. So just click on my profile, send me a DM. I am always on Messenger, talking to different brands, friends, all those sorts of things. So that is my main platform to connect with me on. So if you do have any meta ads question, matter how big or small, try not to give me the big hard ones, but I'll get back to everyone and help you through whatever struggles you're going through with your meta ads. So whether you might have a creative strategy problem, you might have an ad account structure problem, you might have a what the hell, I've tried everything, what do I do next problem. So I'm a marketer. I've been doing this for 6.5 years. I've worked with hundreds of brands. Typically, you haven't tried everything. So it's like, what can we do next? So talking through those conversations, yeah, can really help out as well.
Perfect. I think Tegan had a question.
Cool.
Someone told me don't do meta ads, use Etsy.
Yeah, you should talk to Karen about that. So yeah, did you say that comment, Karen?
No,
My
I haven't. Sorry.
She said, my son-in-law told me not to do meta ads, use Etsy because the
Oh,
traffic is already
Jesus,
there.
no. Hell
Yeah.
no, no. I'm at
Well,
that point. I've been 10 years Etsy seller and that's actually ready to shut the door. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, stay away from it. And they say
Yeah.
they'll only take like 12% or something, but I'm being hit between 18 and 39% hits. Yeah. So they're full of bullshit.
Crazy. Can't
Yeah.
be, you just can't be profitable on that. Like, that's
No, you
just,
can't. No, no,
yeah.
no. It's yeah, belly up. Yeah.
Hey, remind me with Etsy, sorry, do you get to keep any data? I can't quite remember with
You
Etsy
can
platform.
actually download like all your listings. You can download all your reviews, your shop, all that stuff in JSON file things, which you can. And if you've got lots of reviews in Etsy, which I had, I download those files, but I could upload them in my Shopify store. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you
it
can
was great.
transfer them.
You
Yes.
might be thinking of Amazon.
Yeah.
You can't do that. They'll keep
No,
It's just
I
Amazon.
managed to do that, but yeah, Etsy's bad news, bad news. And I also found out because I've got a lot of contacts. Most of my stuff went into USA, and now with what's going on in the USA, any international stores are not getting any USA viewing. They've restricted their viewing to USA shops only. Yeah, so yeah, it's plummeted.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're interested in looking at meta ads or getting an audit or anything like that, we run free audits through the Shopify Australia community to see, like, I'll be straight up, like, if you're, I don't see any value for you, I'll let you know, like, go fix your website or fix your brand communication strategy or whatever. But yeah, if you're just like a second pair of eyes from somebody who has generated millions on the platform, and I'm happy to do that as well. So yeah, just connect with me wherever you can get in touch. I'll likely see it if it's on the internet. So yeah, I think that's about it. What budget do you start with, Lachie? So typically, if you're looking to give meta ads a real crack, like the minimum budget that I suggest brands start with is like $65 per day. But I know not everybody has that available, so you can start as little as $1, $5. It's just going to be a lot slower moving for you. So that's why I suggest $65 per day. I typically have a general rule of thumb of $20 per day per creative. So if you're running $65 per day, trying to have at least 3 creatives running, 3 to 5, and then trying to make those profits in there, reinvesting back into the ads and scaling up from there.
Yeah, I've got 80.
$80 per day.
Yeah, between 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll be able to have another look at your account now that I've got view access to it as well.
Yeah,
So if you
have a
want me to
look
run
at it.
my eyes over it.
Yep.
Yep. And then Robin asks, are there any contacts for rebuilding a Shopify store using the Athens theme? I guess, Chris, you can answer that one.
Yeah, I think we've chatted with Robin a few times. No, look, we really don't condone the use of any other themes, to be honest. We got our own way of building sites that we can only really speak for that, and that's on our framework with the converter kit that you probably heard about before. I think a few people here have it as well, but no, unfortunately, no, not for that theme, and I wouldn't recommend it either. Awesome. Cool. Well, if there's no more questions, guys, I reckon, yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming down. Hope this was helpful. I think I'll leave one more link if anyone wants to grab that everything that Lachie went through today. I'll leave it there for you to get ready for a massive Q4 that's already started. But yeah, guys, hopefully see you in the circle in the near future. And here's to everyone's businesses.
The other thing is, if you want me to do more of these as well, I know the team pushed me to jump on these calls. So maybe like we do it once a month or once a quarter or something like that. If it does help the community out, I'm more than happy to jump on these calls and give a bit of a sort of a state of Meta ads, as just to talk about what's going on in the market, what's working, what's not, and what we're looking at doing next as well. So if you could leave a comment anywhere that you see this live stream, I'd be extremely grateful as well.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, boys. Great job.
Cool.
Here,
Have a good one.
and I'll see you guys in the circle.
Report card back to the bosses.
Thanks, fellas.
See ya.